I remember the exact moment my father said it. He didn't look at me when he did. His eyes stayed on the signed papers. His tone casual, as if he were talking about the weather. "I've given the research patent to your stepsister," he said. "She deserves it more." My heart didn't break, it froze. Because I knew what that meant. Not just the patent, but years of my work, my vision, my name, handed over like a gift to the daughter he preferred. He expected tears. I gave him silence. Backstory: my father wasn't always like this. Or maybe he was, and I was just too desperate to believe he wasn't. After my mother died, he remarried quickly, to a woman whose smile was too perfect, whose daughter mirrored it like a shadow. They entered our home with polite words and quiet ambition. I was still in college, knee-deep in research that would eventually lead to a renewable energy prototype, a small device capable of transforming thermal waste into usable power. My father funded it, but I built it. Every line of code, every test failure, every sleepless night, mine. Yet in his eyes, it became ours, and in her eyes, my stepsister's, it became hers to take. Discovery of betrayal. It began with her sudden interest. She'd never understood my work, never even asked. But then she started showing up in my lab, asking questions, taking notes, offering coffee. I thought she wanted to learn. I thought she was trying to be part of the family. Then one evening I found a printed draft of my prototype's technical documentation on her desk. My signature crudely erased. Her name typed in its place. I didn't confront her, not then. I simply looked at the paper, inhaled slowly, and felt something inside me align. Cold, sharp, deliberate. That night I backed up every original file, every timestamp, every recorded experiment onto an encrypted drive. Then, without a word, I applied for a provisional patent, one that no one but me knew existed. The real one. A month later, my father announced a family celebration. It was the day he transferred my patent to her. He called it a family decision. Shift in mindset. He thought I'd given up. I let him. I smiled at the dinner table, clinking glasses while they congratulated themselves. My stepsister leaned in and whispered, "Don't take it personally. You're the brain. I'm the face." I replied, calm as ice, "You're right. You always were good at pretending." She laughed, but I didn't. Over the next few weeks, I watched them build their empire on what they thought was my work. Meetings with investors, press interviews, a public announcement with my father's name beside hers. They didn't realize the version they'd taken was incomplete, missing key data that made the prototype viable. Without it, the system would fail under real-world conditions. I had replaced the final segment of code with a harmless but irreversible loop, one that would destroy the device's operational data when activated. Execution of the plan. 6 months later, the unveiling ceremony took place. Reporters filled the hall, cameras flashing. My father stood proudly beside her, boasting about the family innovation. I was there too, standing quietly at the back, watching. They powered the device. The screen blinked. For 2 minutes, it worked, beautifully. Then it began to overheat. The data corrupted, live on screen. Sparks, smoke, panic. I didn't move. I just whispered, "Run the diagnostic command," knowing it would trigger the final loop. Within seconds, the system shut down completely. Every record, every backup, every simulation, gone. They stood frozen, humiliated before the press. And when my father looked at me from across the room, I gave him the same look he'd given me the day he said, "She deserves it more." Climax and confrontation. 2 days later, he came to my apartment. His voice trembled. "You did this, didn't you?" I didn't deny it. I just turned my laptop toward him, showing the official documentation. The real patent. My name, my signature, the government seal, dated months before his transfer. He sank into the chair, color draining from his face. She said, "She told me." "I know what she told you," I said quietly. And you believed her, because you wanted to. He tried to apologize, but regret doesn't rewind decisions. Resolution. My stepsister left the country soon after, her reputation shredded. My father tried to rebuild ties, offering joint ventures, dinner invitations, even public praise. I refused them all, because this wasn't revenge born of anger. It was correction, a restoration of balance. Last week, I received a message from him. I regret everything, but it's too late, isn't it? I didn't reply. Instead, I stared at the glowing patent certificate on my wall, framed, signed, mine. And I whispered, almost to myself, it's never too late to regret, but it's always too late to undo. Then I turned off the light and smiled.